The Bronze is directed by Brian Buckley, first-time director, and it stars Melissa Rauch, who you would know for The Big Bang Theory. She's Bernadette, and it's also written by her. We'll get to that later, and it also stars Gary Cole as her dad. It's a story of this gymnast, and she, played by Melissa Rauch, and she is goes to the Olympics, and then she ends up hurting herself and gets the bronze instead of the gold, and she spent her whole life preparing to be in the Olympics, but when she gets injured, now she has to go home with just a bronze, and because she gets injured, she's not able to go back to the Olympics, so now she's just kind of like a withering away athlete in this town where she's looked upon as a hero, but she's not exactly the greatest person, and she's kind of stuck up, and she goes around town, and what ends up happening is there's a new person in her town that she's going to have to train for the Olympics, and the story is her transitioning from being this ex-Olympian into being a coach, and it is one of the funniest movies of the year, probably the best comedy of the year so far that I've seen. It is such a clever, funny, just obnoxious, rude, crude, dirty movie, but it is so funny, and there's so many parts that you laugh out loud that I really, really enjoyed this movie. It is so well played and written by Melissa Rauch. She is this just crude lady. Think of like Bad Santa, but a girl version of that. She is like this awful mentor, just a terrible teacher, just foul-mouthed, but she's so funny. Like, the things that she says are so just, they're well thought out lines, you know, and she like yells at people the way that you want to yell at people. Like, she's just so clever and quick and witty. She's so fun to watch. She does a great job in this. She really surprised me. I didn't even know that it was Bernadette from The Big Bang Theory, because I've seen some of The Big Bang Theory, and in that show she's all sweet and like all that, and then at the end I was like, oh my gosh, that's Bernadette. I didn't even realize, because she's such a different character in this, and I feel like she really embodied this character. It made sense finding out afterwards that she wrote it, because she was totally encompassed this character. She knew exactly what tone she wanted out throughout the whole movie. She stayed that character throughout the whole thing, and she evolves, and it's really cool to see a character like that evolve and not just stay the same, because she's the same throughout the whole movie, but she changes as her character, and that's awesome to see. Everybody in the movie does a fantastic job, and like I said in the beginning, Gary Cole is a standout for me. He stole every single scene. He's always in like the serious role, and like he's always like, you know, whatever. He's the boss from Office Space, and just like in that movie, he just steals the scenes, steals them. He has this little fish in this movie, and the scenes with him and the fish are hysterical. I loved his character. He was just like this dopey dad, and just like, he was so good to see. I felt like J.K. Simmons played the same sort of role in a lot of movies, but he did a fantastic job. Everybody in this movie did a really good job. Sebastian Stan also, the Winter Soldier from Captain America, he has a pretty important role in this. He did fantastic. Everybody did really, really good in this. I loved all the performances all the way around. They never really, there was never really any bad acting. Everybody knew their role and they stuck to it the whole time. The directing, I thought, was tight and really well put together. There were some cool scenes. There was one really cool shot in this thing towards the end that was really impressive. I really liked the way that he directed that scene. Everything in this movie I thought was really well done. Nothing was poor. Everything was really just fantastic to watch, and it's a refreshing movie to see, because there hasn't been many good comedies this year, even just lately in general, not that many great comedies, and this is a really standout comedy that I'm eager to see again because of how funny it is. Now, I will say, there are some downfalls of the movie, is that it is super crude and rude and dirty and everything, and it is pretty offensive to some people. You might be thrown off by that and might not like it so much, because it is pretty much in your face. And there's one scene that I don't want to spoil, but it's maybe the most insane sex scene that I've ever seen, and it is crazy, but it's not done in like a dirty way. It's done in like a funny way. So I really enjoyed that scene. It was so absurd, but a lot of people might not like that part of the movie, and it is very consistent throughout the whole movie. Not that it's just dirty throughout the whole movie, but like I said in my Dirty Grandpa review, that movie was just dirty to be dirty. This movie's dirty because that's her character, and not everybody's dirty throughout the movie. She's just, you know, she's just super foul-mouthed and all that, but everybody else is a real character, and she's real too, but that's her character. And the movie isn't dirty, just her as a character, isn't she's the main character, so she kind of makes it a dirty movie. So some people might not like that part of it. It took it back a little bit for me because it's like, you know, it's a little bit too much at some points. But besides that, that's the only big problem I have with the movie. I thought it was very well done, a fantastic movie that I can't wait to see again. You've probably never even heard of it. I hope that you hear about it now, and I hope you go check it out. If you don't have a chance to see it in the theater, check it out on Netflix or whatever. You will definitely like this movie. I'm going to go 4 out of 5 for the bronze. I really, really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. And that's it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this and you want to see more reviews from a guy like me, you can subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one.